Yeah, okay. Yeah. We back in the building. Live at Studio 225. What is this? This is beautiful Wednesday. Wing Wednesday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, shit, you got your plate on the table, nigga.
You said what?
See, you got your plate on the table.
Yeah, man, I've been drinking a little bit, smoking a little bit. So.
Yeah, man, it's Winning Wednesday, man. Another great day, man. We are in the building. It's been a little bit since we've been actually in the building. Been out doing the Winning Wednesdays, and just to take care of business, man. So feel good to be home, man. It's your boy DC.
It's your boy Dro.
It's 20 G's.
Hi, Bonnie B.
And we have a very special guest in the building with us today. We're just gonna let this woman introduce herself.
Y'all sure? Y'all don't want to take a stab at it?
Go ahead.
Nah.
Oh, shit, yeah, Julie. I can say it.
Aujile. Damn, y'all, it's terrible, man.
I didn't say it.
What is it?
Aujile.
Yes, I am Aujile. Coach Aujile too many.
All right, so what's going on with you today?
Not too much.
Get you some coffee.
Today's been a day. Thank you.
Yeah, today's been a day. Today is today, and
Today is today, and I ain't even going front. Today is today.
yeah, man. Tell us about yourself.
So, yes, so a little bit about me personally. So, I am reluctantly an Akronite. I am a transplant, so I come here by way of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So that is where the majority of my adult, well, now not majority. I've been here for the majority now, but prior to that, I was living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Go Browns.
Yeah, shout out to the Berg, but go Browns. Yeah.
Every time I hear Pittsburgh, I gotta get out to that.
Rude. That's not how you treat a guest. Anyhow, yes. So I am now in Akronite. I have been here for, let me see, 8 years, maybe.
Okay.
I want to say. So,
Yeah,
like I said, I've been here, but I don't be outside.
I don't blame you.
But I am also a mother. I am a wife. I am a lover of Christ. I am also a lover of Meg Thee Stallion and all things trap.
Oh shit!
So a little bit of everything. I am a millennial woman, so I feel like a lot of people can kind of identify with that. And in terms of career, I am also a mindset and weight loss counselor. I am the CEO of Eat Cleanish, and I have been a full-time entrepreneur now for 2 years.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a heavy resume.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Let's talk about the Eat Cleanish thing first, man.
Yes, let's get into it. So let me ask you, when you hear Eat Cleanish, what do you think?
Well, I heard the ish. That's what I heard. So like, I heard eat clean, but I heard the ish. You know what I'm saying?
Clean enough.
Yeah. Eat clean, ish.
Yeah, like you don't.
Yeah.
You probably have salads and stuff, but it's probably have like
Chicken on it?
chicken, bacon bits, maybe. You know,
Like,
it might
yeah.
be it's salad still,
Occasionally,
but
though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can eat clean, but you can throw a little something on
extras
it.
on it. Yeah,
That's what I hear
that's
when I hear.
that's
it.
what, yeah.
Okay.
When I first think I heard the ish, like
Okay,
black-ish, clean-ish.
I love it because that's exactly what it is. It's
That's
all
what's up.
about balance. It's all about being mindful about, excuse me, being mindful of what it is that you're eating. It is all about understanding that there are no bad foods, that you can eat carbs, you can eat French fries, you can eat, what's your favorite food?
It's how you eat it, right?
Yeah.
He don't eat nothing. You asked the wrong person. I
You don't
like
eat
bacon.
nothing? Okay, you bacon?
I like fried chicken. This Wing Wednesday. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
real.
Shout out to Putty's
Wings,
Kitchen.
for sure.
$10 wing. Right now you get some fries and some wings for
That's
$10.
real. That's real. And it's a deal, right?
Yeah, it's a deal.
I
Yeah,
like
so that's my
tacos.
thing.
Tacos.
Yeah. Mexican
I like
food
tacos.
too. Yeah.
I mess with them. So how about I eat both of those, right?
Right.
I have eaten both of those throughout my entire 100 pound. So I lost over 100 pounds.
Really?
Okay.
Yes, I've lost over 100 pounds. I have kept it off for over 5 years.
Oh yeah.
So that is kind of, also added to my resume,
Yeah.
added a little bit.
Right.
But
what's the name? I'm a client too.
Yes, and my claim to fame is the fact that I did that while still eating tacos, while still eating fried chicken, while still, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I also eat vegetables. I also drink water. You will never catch me without a water bottle. Like, I also do other things to promote health. So it's all about that balance.
Well, let me ask you this: do you exercise?
Absolutely, I do.
That helps too.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it does. So I will say this, that a lot of people think that exercise is the most important part of weight loss. But to be completely honest, it's actually the least important.
Okay.
You can lose weight. I know people that have lost 100 pounds without exercising at all.
Right.
The exercise is more so to tone you up and to make you look a certain way. But you can lose weight without exercising. But yes, exercise, if we're talking about optimal way of doing it, exercise is a part of it.
Yeah. So, what got you on the weight loss journey to the 100 pounds, anyways?
Ooh, now that's a little deep. So, as I mentioned, I'm a mother. I am also a wife. And in 2018, I found myself as a new mother and as a new wife and kind of losing myself in those roles. Like, I didn't really have anything that was me.
Right.
I also, at the time, my mother had cancer, so I was her primary caregiver. Also, I was working full time, so I was just really juggling all these things, and I was everything to everyone, but I was really feeling depleted.
Yeah.
And that really, it showed itself outwardly because I was also at the biggest weight that I had ever been in my entire life.
Okay.
So that was 289 pounds, and I'm 5'4", so like
Right.
I'm not tall, so that's a lot of weight on that small frame. So I was kind of in a position where I was like, I have to do something because I don't feel like me anymore, and that's not okay. And when I thought back to when was the time when I felt my best? What were the type of things I was doing? What type of lifestyle was I living? And I realized that I was more active when I was my happiest, that I was, eating better. Right. I was just doing more. So I decided to kind of use weight loss as my gateway to kind of finding myself again. And it turned out to be an amazing journey of self-discovery.
Yeah, so was it like a moment where it was like a breaking point where it was just like, all right, look, today is the day. I'm not going to go, well, you said you still cleanish, so I'm going to have chicken and everything, but I'm just not going to eat a bunch of fried chicken or whatever. What was the...
So I can't say that there was a breaking point. I think that was a kind of mindset that I got through gradually.
Right.
So there was a point in time when I didn't think that cleanish was possible, right? So I had a coach, and that coach was when it comes to dieting, she was very restrictive and very like, you have to eat this, and you have to count out how many almonds you eat, and and like weigh everything you put in your mouth. Like it was a lot, right? So there was a time when I believed that was necessary for weight loss. But at the same time, while I was going through that process, I realized that, I'm not doing everything exactly the way that she wrote it by the book, but I'm still making progress. Right. So maybe this isn't necessary. Right? Like maybe I don't have to go so hard. Yeah. Maybe I can, eat ice cream here and there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once I realized, because here's the thing, I'm gonna be honest, like I'm a lazy person. Like I'm not the like one that wakes up in the morning like I want to do nothing else but work out. Like let's do it. Like that's not who I am. Like I would much rather lay in bed. So like if I can find a hack to any situation,
do it, right?
I'm gonna take the hack, right?
Yeah,
so once I realized, like, oh, this is a little loophole. Like, I can fall back and I can still see some results. Yeah. And that's kind of where that built from there, right? So I didn't set out with knowing, like, I'm just gonna, do a 80-20 type of situation and it's gonna work. I kind of trial and error based on my laziness.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, losing weight is one thing, but keeping the weight off is another. How do you manage to keep the weight off and, stay on your path?
So that's real. So, losing weight and keeping the weight off are two very different things. I'm very happy that you acknowledge that because sometimes we get, shiny object syndrome when we see someone lost weight or someone has improved the way that we looked, and we have to make sure that we understand that again, anybody can help you lose weight. That's really not difficult if you're really real with yourself. You know how to lose weight. It's the keeping it off part. So, and that's really where my background in terms of my career comes in. So, mindset is the way that I've been keeping it off. Being able to identify and being able to get a better understanding of my thoughts and my emotions and my core beliefs that I was holding near and dear to my heart that I might not have even realized. So identifying these things, acknowledging them head on, learning how to work through them, work around them, work with them, whatever it looks like in that particular season of my life. That's how I've been able to maintain. And those are the same skills that I now teach to my clients to help them keep the weight off once they reach their weight loss goal.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
So cleanish. When we think of the word, like we said, I hear the ISH. So what is like when I walk into your facility and I'm trying to sign up or whatever, like what do I go through? What is the process?
So I started my business online. So I
When
will
did you
say,
start it?
Yeah. Let's take these shots too.
Oh yeah.
I had my
Already took it,
very first client in January of 2022.
Last year. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. See, a year later.
2021.
2021.
Yeah, it can't be. I was like, no, that was like
COVID years
2021.
kind of. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
5
2020's been like the same year every time.
Exactly. But yeah, that was 2021 of January is when I had my very first client, my very first sale of anything. So I have been doing this a little over 2 years now. And, is that right?
Yeah, that's 2023. Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Salute.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Can't forget that.
Yeah, my fault.
Just so y'all know, she over there drinking a virgin
yeah,
cocktail.
she's with child, so she's over here drinking her own.
Morbid, I'm with child.
As long as it's delicious.
Welch's, that's the best sparkling
Right.
grape drink or whatever it is.
Right. You gotta drink that with your pinky out.
That's funny.
Some
Okay, so
off-brand joints.
you're going to have to run that question back.
Oh yeah, so I'm signing up for your program. You said you started online. This is your second year. Your first client was in 2021.
Yes. So my business started online. So because of that online, my processes are automated and digital, I guess, is a better way of kind of saying that. So essentially what it looks like is the process is if you come to me and you say that you're interested in my services, the first step will be to do a consultation.
Okay.
So that consultation can, now that I do have an office, that consultation can be in person or because again, this is again COVID years when I formulated my business. So because of that, I also have the virtual option of doing a consultation as well. At the consultation, we'll talk a little bit more about that person's positioning, like what it is that they're actually looking for, if we are actually a good fit, because that's also important.
Right, yeah,
Just because you want to lose weight doesn't mean that I'm the best person to help you with that. And I'm not about to
Yeah, it's not about trying to take your money or nothing like that. Right.
listen, because I have been in a situation where I wasn't equally yoked with that client, and it was a headache. And I'm not interested in doing that anymore. Which is why I have this process, which is why I now have the consultation prior to booking, any services where we're actually working together. So anyhow, so you book the consultation, we'll figure out what the best fit is for you and if we are a best fit. In the event that is the case, then the next step would be for me to actually send you the link to book my services. And when I say my services, it is coaching. So I offer group coaching and I also offer individual coaching. I also have self-help resources like ebooks and worksheets and things like that people can, purchase and work through on their own. all of that is again digital product because that's just
Right.
the way
How
I
the
built
word
out my
is,
business.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
You have a lot going on digitally with your business. Do you plan on actually getting like a physical?
Yeah, she has an office now.
I know,
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, where's your office located?
In Fair Lawn, so
Right.
I should know the address. I
talked
think
about
it's
it, but-
2855
Hi, Mike.
West Market Street, Suite
It's over
204.
By Pandora?
I wanna
I
say-
said Pandora.
By Target.
Panera,
Panera,
yes. So
yeah,
we are in Fair Lawn in the Target Plaza. Everybody knows where Target
Yeah,
is.
we're Target.
And we
Target.
are in the same area as Panera, the same building as Panera.
Okay.
In the middle of that building, there's an entrance where you can go inside, up the stairs, and we are to the left. So when I say we, I am speaking of regenerative self-care and wellness. And we are a collaborative of all Black women, holistic wellness practitioners.
Yeah.
So we're all independent business owners, and we all have aspects that work off of one another. So I'm the weight loss mindset counselor. We have a physician, so a family practitioner in there. We also have a yoga instructor. We have a certified personal trainer. We also have a massage therapist, and then in addition to that, we have a mental health therapist.
Right.
So it's really a one-stop shop for you to come and get your holistic wellness needs met.
Yeah. By all.
But
Black
by
women.
all, like literally.
dope.
Yeah. And this
Yeah.
is a Black-owned business. We just in case y'all didn't hear the first 2 times.
All
Yes.
Black women.
Black women.
All Black women
Black girl
that are
magic.
working collaboratively.
Right, yeah.
Let me also put that out there.
Right.
We are working together.
And not in a strip club either.
Right. Now don't date. We ain't gonna talk about the after hours. and
I mean, I love the strippers and shit, but we need some more positive influences amongst our Black women, man. And
no, it's dope to see that for
we-
real,
we
man. And then y'all in
appreciate that.
Fairline, so
yeah,
you know what I'm saying just that
It's hard to
speaks
get out there.
volumes in the first place. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It does, and it's really important to us that we're in Fair Lawn, right?
Right.
Because truth be told, we deserve to be in Fair Lawn.
sure.
Like
Right.
why,
Yeah, why not?
why can't we be in Fair Lawn,
I
right?
agree.
So it's really important because we talked about moving and we talked about because we're going to have to move fairly soon because we are at capacity. And we are expecting to grow exponentially. So we're
Right.
looking at other spaces, and that was one of the conversations that we had is whether we wanted to leave Fair Lawn or stay in Fair Lawn, and we made the decision that it's really important to us to stay in the Fair Lawn area because again, we deserve to take up space and take up real estate in the Fair Lawn area. Like, why not?
I agree. So this is kind of off question, but not really. I'm sure you've been aware about affirmative action and stuff being repealed or whatever. So I like, how does that affect, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, like Black doctors and stuff. I read somewhere where like you could be the wealthiest Black American and like you're still like health wise being treated like at the lower end of the poverty spectrum when it comes to you know what I'm saying, disparities and stuff. How do you feel? Like, do you think that like now that this has changed, that we're gonna like lose Black doctors, Black people in your world, in your lane that we need? Like, sidetracked again, but like Imani, right? She comes see y'all. It's a comfortable place for her to be at, and like we need more of that. Like I'm sure she could sit down and talk to y'all way more freely than she could if she walked into an office where it was nobody that looked like her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? That's one of the things that we pride ourselves in is being that safe space, right? Yeah. So I think that, and I can only speak from the side of, again, we're all independent business owners. So we don't have that kind of pressure to go with what the system does, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have that pressure to push clients in and out as quickly as possible in order to make the highest profit. Like, we don't have that pressure, right? That like people that maybe are working at Cleveland Clinic or Summa or exactly. Right. So because we are our own entity and we are doing this our own way, we have that advantage where we're able to take the time that our clients need, right? We're able to give you the care that you need. We're able to make the connections, that you might need in order for you to be in the best health humanly possible. So, while like that is something that is going to affect people who are more in the corporate sphere than it is for us, but I do think that it just really highlights how important it is for entities like us to exist and to have a presence locally and digitally or virtually, however you want to say that as well.
Right.
For sure. We are fresh off of a pandemic.
Yes.
Did the 2020 pandemic have anything to do with encouraging you to do the clean eats?
Yes, absolutely. So first of all, the pandemic came and I was bored out of my mind.
Man, we all
Y'all should have prepared for that shit, man. I
became
seen
a
that
minister.
shit coming.
Nobody could have predicted it.
Like
Except
I-
Didn't have
Yeah.
to. Seen it coming, literally. It was on the news.
It was right next
It was
to
in the
Kobe. It
hospital?
was this big.
Yeah.
It was wherever you look.
When it hit, it
I
hit.
agree. I was looking at it and still was like, please, not
Just
over
like
here.
we knew it was coming, but you still contracted it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But that's because we think it's not gonna affect us, right? Like I see what they're doing to y'all, and I really hate that for y'all.
For y'all, but it's never.
But
gonna
that
come
has
over here.
nothing to do with me.
Right.
They now
Until
they're
it does.
making
That's what it does.
toys.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, that is the truth, and that's the truth. So that's how you ended up getting into.
Yeah, so I was working in corporate at a job I absolutely hated. And while I was doing that, people kept asking. So first of all, I have shared my weight loss journey on Instagram since the beginning, the beginning of the beginning.
Yeah, shout out to IG.
Yeah, shout out to Instagram because that's literally how this entire thing started because people started watching my personal weight loss journey, right? It had nothing to do with coaching. I never thought about coaching. I wasn't interested in coaching. And I mentioned my background, but I didn't say what my background is. I'm a mental health therapist.
Oh, okay.
So I have my master's in counseling psychology. I am mental health is what I do. I've been a mental health therapist for over 10 years. That's my jam. So that's why this is kind of so cool to me because it allows me to marry my personal experience of weight loss along with that mental health background to really make that kind of secret sauce of here's how you do it and here's how you maintain it.
I'm sure it goes hand in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. And I honestly, I would have never even thought about it that way. But yeah, that is. And it's kind of, I mean, you can kind of, I'm not gonna say subliminally, but
We've been drinking. We've been
drinking. But you could sneak it in, right? You know what I'm saying? You working out and everybody you talking about losing weight and eating healthier and stuff, and hey, how's your day going? And the things, the simple things that help move a person forward in life. Well, maybe you should try this, and that's dope. That's
absolutely. And I had to learn that I needed to be subtle like that because
because you just want to
like people will be like, I'm struggling with this. I'm like, that's because your mindset's messed up. Girl, they don't even know what you're talking about. Like they have no idea.
Gotta
what
walk them
you're
in
talking about.
first, right?
Yeah, but I'm thinking well, duh, this is what's wrong. But not realizing that everybody didn't have that level of awareness that I had, right? So, as a coach, so as I mentioned, so I started, I was bored during the pandemic. People were watching my weight loss journey. People started asking me if I coach. And then I ended up coaching through, anybody familiar with Beachbody? You heard of Beachbody?
I believe I have.
I'm not here.
Yeah.
I got one.
I know that's right, baby. But Beachbody is basically like a, it's multi-level marketing, but it's like
Thrive and
it's for fitness, basically multi-level marketing for fitness, whatever. So I got involved with coaching with that, and I found myself. So that is supposed to be, again, fitness focused, but I found myself getting people in for fitness, and then once they were in, I'd be like, so let's talk about your thoughts and your emotions and your patterns. I found myself kind of doing the most, basically. Right. And then it was presented to me like, well, why don't you just make this a business for yourself? And I was like, what?
Why didn't I think of that?
Right. Well, kind of, but I never set
out
out to be an entrepreneur. Corporate was the job that I hated, but
Right.
corporate in
Corporate, right.
itself, I've always thrived in corporate. So like, I never like, me being an entrepreneur, like that never crossed my mind. Like, and plus like entrepreneurs have to do stuff, and who,
Yeah, the work never
like
ends.
who wants to
right.
do stuff? I'm not
it's
interested
like,
in that.
We back to being lazy.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
they do the most. They
Like,
be
it's
up
things
all the
you gotta do.
time.
Yeah.
I work 3 times a week.
So they work every day, man.
That's
Lovely.
beautiful.
Lovely. Right.
Yeah, how quick I busted out your design. I wouldn't play.
You're good. You're good, and I aspire to be like that.
Right. Yeah, I think we all want to be Imani.
But that laziness that's in my spirit ain't in yours, and that's a blessing.
Oh, trust me. I work 3 days because the rest of the next week is a vacation.
Oh yeah, but that's
She
the difference
managed her
between
lazy.
being an entrepreneur and on the artistry side and corporate. Because corporate,
Yeah, you just got to get up.
fucking deadlines are being be ready to blow
Yeah,
your
you got
fucking
things.
brain.
You got things to do. Yeah.
That's
folks.
facts.
Yeah.
I need
That's
this by this. You're already late on this one, and we need this one
Tomorrow.
Look,
For sure.
But when you don't know anything else, you
Right.
just
Yeah, you just do it. It's
you don't
autopilot,
question
you
it,
get
right?
up,
You
get
just
it
like
done.
this is just what
Right.
people do. And that's pretty much where I was at. Like I didn't know anything else personally. Like I didn't have anybody that I knew that was like successful entrepreneurs or
Right.
So you just jumped out there.
So how did you meet the ladies at Regenerative?
oh my gosh, girl. Let me
Since you ain't know no other
let
entrepreneurs.
me
Like,
testify
where-
real quick.
It was all right. Come on, let's say it.
So listen, so I joined the Akron Urban League.
Shout out to the Urban League. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the Urban League.
Welcome back to the city. Shit, y'all been,
Yeah.
we love y'all. We love y'all. We
Disappeared for a
love
minute,
y'all.
right?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
whole teenage. No, I'm just. We love y'all, man. We love y'all.
But yes, I joined the Akron Urban League Young Professionals,
Okay.
and I did that at the beginning of the year. And they had like a series of events for people that were joining.
Yep.
And one of those events was a networking event. I had already said I was going to the networking event. I told my husband like all the things. Like I said, I don't go outside.
Right. So I'm in the house. Yeah.
Especially when it's cold
People
outside.
and it's cold. Oh yeah.
yeah, like when it's cold. So like based on Akron weather, you could catch me outside
Twice.
probably between May and September, and then I don't have anything else for you after that.
Right.
Sure.
That's-
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So this was again in January, right?
Right.
So they had these events, and I'm like, committed to going. Told my husband I'm going. Blah blah blah. And it was probably 30 minutes before the event was going to start, and I was just sitting at my kitchen table. My husband walked past
Talking
me like,
yourself out of
so. I've been talking. Been.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
let that go.
Yeah,
like I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not going. He was like,
So we eating today.
right. So him, not minding his business, was
Yeah,
like,
good
yeah, so
job.
you going to that event? I was like, oh,
Damn.
yeah, I'm going.
Shout out hubby. Shout out hubby.
For sure.
I do appreciate him. I do. He came through. So I went to the event, and one of the first people that I met when I walked into the event was Leslie. Right, so that's Dr. Leslie McElrath, who is the doctor
Shout out to her.
that is a part of our collaborative. Yeah, she's dope. She's
Yeah.
super dope.
Hold on, wait, time out. Did she come here in purple too?
Yeah,
Well, purple is her thing. I don't know if
I think
Leslie
y'all both had.
yeah.
No, I
Probably.
think, I think she might have had purple too. Damn, that's.
I can't remember.
I was looking and I'm picturing the picture and I'm like, yo, I think she had a purple shirt on.
It's
I could be
possible.
We
wrong.
had to go back and look at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it.
All right, so we met Dr. Leslie.
Yes.
sure.
So I met her, just chit chatting with her. Never met her before, and she, told me who she was and what she does. And when she was like, "Yeah, I have a practice that has 4 other Black women, and they do this and this and this," and I was like, "Wait a minute, you do what now?" And she was like, "Yeah, we have a spot in Fairlawn. I live down the street."
Right. So yeah, right.
So,
there.
and like I said, I don't be outside. So,
Right, so
if
it's
I
close.
just gotta go
yeah,
down
I
the
can just
street,
jump across the
you
street.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm
like,
there.
so I was
Right.
like, oh, and she was like, yeah, you should, book a meet and greet, come and check us out. So I'm like, okay. So I went in and met. First of all, I usually don't follow through. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I usually don't be following
I'm good for
through.
that. I'm good for
So, but something told me just schedule it.
Just go.
Right, just schedule it. So I scheduled it. I went. We had a great talk. She told me all about the practice. I told her all about what I do and blah, 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 blah. I don't know what happened, but I know that at the end of that conversation, it was said to me, and I'll give you a call when your contract is drafted up, and I have keys for you.
Man,
There it is.
that's a blessing,
It's a
right?
blessing, man. It's a blessing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we definitely get a round of applause for that. Hold on. We definitely need that.
Black women doing dope
That's what
shit.
I'm saying, man. I love to see it, man. Like,
For sure.
I feel like if we did this more often amongst ourselves, then like we would be in better position. Like just overall, like health.
Real
You
shit.
know what I'm saying? Wealth. You know what I'm saying? We'd be a lot better.
Actually follow her on Instagram.
Oh yeah, definitely. We gonna definitely get all the handles and stuff, and we gonna make sure we let everybody else know too where to
I
follow.
learned not to
All of
give
that.
myself a time frame. If it happened, it happened.
Say that.
Yeah,
Sure.
hell yeah.
Say that.
I understand that too, but that kind of segues into this next thing. It takes a certain level of discipline to be able to dedicate yourself to losing weight and being healthier, keeping it off, and
giving up
staying
some
healthy.
things.
Yeah, giving up some things, man. Have you ever ran into a client that was especially difficult in that aspect?
Wait till I
It's-
In terms of
in terms
difficult,
of being disciplined to make
Not give
those
shit
things
up.
happen. Like they might tell you, all right, this is what I want to do, and they, come to you for consultation and everything, and then they slack off.
I mean, yes. Yes.
Does it happen often?
Yes. Yes, it happens often
Yeah.
because think about it, if you've been on that cycle. So first of all, the women that I serve are women that have been on the weight loss journey for quite some time, right? So this is not their first rodeo.
Right. Yeah, they tried some
They've
pills.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
They've tried, they've failed, they've succeeded, they've gained it back. They've done all the things already, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they come to me, they're already typically in a position where they're like, my way isn't working, right? So like, I need something else, right?
Right.
But with that being said, they're used to that pattern of I do great for 3 weeks and then I fall off,
Done,
or I do
yeah.
this and then I fall. Like they're used to that pattern, so of course that pattern is going to resurface, right? It's not like we're going to work together for a month and then suddenly, you no longer have these thoughts.
Right,
like
right.
it doesn't quite work like that. So yes, that's part of the work that we do is kind of me walking with you as you're stumbling and as you're trying to figure it out, and for us to kind of take that time to reflect and for you to become more aware of what's actually going on and why is this happening and what do I need to do in order to make this pattern not my pattern anymore, right? In order to break this pattern and build new habits. What are the steps that I need to take, or what are the things that I need to be mindful of? So yes, absolutely. Everybody struggles. None of my clients are perfect. I have no expectation of my clients being perfect. I'm not perfect. So if I had a perfect client, I would kind of feel some type of way.
Like, dang.
Right. Like, let me step my game up. Exactly. So yeah, there's no expectation of perfection, but yes, I will 100% say that there are times and situations where my clients kind of, I guess we can say backslide or
Yeah.
go back to old habits.
Go grab you up.
Yeah, I'm about to go right, please.
Yeah.
I'm just ask this and I'm still. How does your your work in the mental health field come into play with that?
Yeah, so actually it directly relates. So one of the things that I've always said working in the mental health field is that the skills that you learn in the mental health field can be transferred to literally any other situation, any other field, right? Especially when we're talking about any other field that's working with people.
Yeah.
It can be, yeah, like, I mean, I'm not going to be able to start drafting these images because, you know what I mean? Like, no, that's not going to
It
work.
was
But
like a color theory thing. So
Yeah.
I had to take psychology for that.
But so exactly, so it's even ingrained
Right,
in kind of everything in some aspect, right? So, so when like I said, mindset is the piece that keeps you going. Mindset is the thing that helps you to actually keep the weight off that you've lost, and the way that essentially what mindset is your thoughts, right? So when we're talking about your thoughts, that's psychology. When we're talking about your emotions, that's psychology. When we're talking about your belief system, that's psychology. So, it's really looking at as cliche as it sounds, the psychology of weight loss. And by the way, I really hate that Noom stole that because that is an excellent tagline.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And
Yeah,
like,
it's dope.
it's gone already.
I think cleanish is better.
Yeah. I think cleanish should look dope on the shirt.
It's dope.
Not gonna lie.
Because I mean, the whole concept is
hell
eat
yeah.
health. You eat healthy, but
Yeah, but we
you
all
don't
slack a
necessarily got to
little
be
bit.
vegan or
Yeah, we fall off.
yeah, for sure.
See, because if you was to drop a ketchup stain on your shirt, they think it was part of the shirt.
Yeah, it's a clean-ish. You see that, bro?
Right.
Yeah, this
Said,
is sauce.
Most of your clients are women.
Yes.
Now, if a man came to you, would you be just as willing to help them out? Or because
Yeah.
you feel like you're a female, you have a better connection with the
No,
female?
so here's the thing. Like I said, I have been a mental health therapist for over 10 years, right? So as a mental health therapist, I have worked with adults, I have worked with children, I have worked with men, I have worked with women, I have worked with trans people. Like I've literally worked with the entire spectrum. So, and we're talking about all sorts of issues all across the board, from persistent mental health, like schizophrenia and, depression, to things like transitional issues like divorce and marital counseling and, things like that. So all across the board. So anyway, because of that, I can work with anybody, right? So I'm not opposed to working with anybody. It's really about that's a lie. I'm not working with your kids.
That criteria.
I'm not gonna
No
work.
kids.
I got
Yeah,
a
your
chunky
kid,
kid that needs
baby. I don't have it in my heart. And like I said, I've worked with children before doing therapy. And number one, children pose a level of liability that adults don't pose when it comes to clinicians. No, seriously.
seriously, yeah.
When it comes to clinicians, because now I'm sitting here talking to you about some better snacks that you can have after school, and suddenly you're like, my mama beats me, and I'm like,
Ooh.
oh,
Yeah,
okay, gotta
so-
report
Like,
that.
extra.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
turns
saying?
into
Like
other
it
stuff, yeah.
escalates into something. So that's why, like, I don't work with children because I don't have time for the whole mandated reporting situation. You mad at me and
You don't like them kids around you like shoot.
Right. I love the kids, but they can stay over there.
But yeah, so I don't. So not kids, but yes, men or women. But the reason why I specifically speak to women is because that is an experience that I personally had.
It's
right?
relatable. Yeah.
Yeah, like so I can tell you what that looks like from a woman's point of view, right? That's not to say that I can't understand from a man's point of view,
Right.
but I can't speak
From it, right.
from a man's point of view. I can just listen to you and kind of get an understanding based on what you're explaining to me.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Counseling
it's
through your thoughts.
yeah, so it would still be beneficial. Absolutely, you would still be able to work through the issues that you had. But like I said, that's the reason why I specifically market to women. And then also, it's really important that women have safe spaces, right?
Sure.
Yes.
So, and I don't know if Curves is still around. There was like a gym back in the day called Curves that was only for
Yeah,
women.
It's not, no.
So
Yeah.
one of the reasons why Curves did work so well in the time that it was open is because it was women only, and they specifically advertised that. And weight loss is a very intimate thing,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
It is very personal, especially when we're talking about on a mental level. So we're unpacking, maybe the reason why you gained weight is really because you had some trauma that you didn't address, right? So that's not something that as a woman I would want to openly have
Yeah,
that conversation in front of a man,
bunch of
right?
guys,
Yeah, like it just, and it's not to say that you wouldn't be sensitive to it. That's not to say that you wouldn't have great feedback, but just my level of comfort. So for that reason, like in my groups that are, get into the more nitty gritty, and kind of delve into that mindset piece, it is for women only. But if it's like a 1-to-1, something like that, yeah, absolutely. I work with the fellas.
For sure.
All right. Well, how can everybody get in touch with you? How can they reach you? Shout out your social handles. Give us the whole rundown on how they can contact you.
Absolutely. So you can contact me on Instagram. I'll be on Instagram all the time, y'all. I'll be on Threads too now. I don't know if
I
y'all
need to
hit
give
the
me a
Threads.
Threads page.
I'm telling you,
I
they
gotta
got.
get on
Look, they
Snapchat
asked for
and
way
Threads.
too much information.
On Threads?
Yeah, on Threads. Did y'all look? Yeah. Who you got an iPhone?
It just goes straight over from Instagram.
So
what I thought.
not only do it go straight over from Instagram, but like if you try to delete Threads, you also lose your Instagram.
So yes and no.
Well, they working on trying to get
Well,
it fixed,
so
right?
so that is true,
Right.
but the connotation is a little bit different. So it's not it's not like if you delete Threads,
Right.
you will accidentally delete Instagram. That's
No,
not how it
they're
works.
linked together.
But the
Yeah.
only way you can delete Threads
Yeah.
is if you delete
Delete
your
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
But you can deactivate Threads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see all the rights, everything that they asked for? Yeah.
Why would I read that?
Don't nobody be reading that shit. We just
Right.
click on the
Why
check
would,
mark.
I'm not trying to stress myself out.
Eye strain.
So you accept the terms and services on it?
I probably signed away
Apple-
my
yeah,
second
a long
child that I'm
time
not
ago.
You
having.
have
Yeah.
to, or you can't like finish
Hey.
installing or update
Yeah,
or none
most
of that
things.
shit.
Yeah,
to add.
yeah.
You better read through that
Technically,
shit.
have to agree.
Yeah, it do be like
I'm
70
scrolling and agree.
paragraphs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have a I disagree button.
They don't at all.
I partially understand some
Yeah.
of this stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
nah, bruh.
All right, but yeah, so
They
you
don't
on
start that way.
Instagram?
Yes, Instagram Journey to Wonderland. So that's JOURNEY. The number 2, and Wonderland is ONEDERLND.
Oh yeah.
So Journey to Wonderland on Instagram. I also have a business page on Instagram at Coach Aujile. So COACHAUJILE. That is my business page. I post on there here and there, but Journey to Wonderland is my primary one. Don't follow me on Facebook. I be boring on Facebook.
You on TikTok?
I am on TikTok. My TikTok page is absolute garbage. I
man.
barely post on there. Like I think I have like 75 followers. Like
Oh
no
yeah,
one.
man. What is it? We gonna come
no,
follow you. I'm gonna
like,
come follow you. We gonna make
Journey to Wonderland, same
All right,
thing.
same
So
thing.
yeah, but meanwhile, like on Instagram, I am almost at 100K on
Okay.
Instagram.
That's
Yeah,
dope. That's dope.
yeah.
So,
But like no one cares about.
oh, so you taking them down the rabbit holes, weight loss, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying. Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying.
Come
to
on
do.
in, y'all.
If you post
on there.
TikTok videos and put them on your Instagram, your TikTok followers is gonna go
Yeah,
up.
it's gonna go up.
Go ahead,
Like,
show us what you eat.
yeah, easily too. It's a quick hack.
And
So,
then if you post your IG content on TikTok,
yeah, vice
gonna
versa,
go up.
right?
Yeah.
They
vice
gonna
versa,
go up
yeah.
like Day-Day's booty rating Friday when he got that BMW.
post this ladies.
Right.
Well, they was 10s, but he kept them clean, I'm telling you.
Right. That was a good one. That was a good one.
What's the location of your office again?
Yeah, the office is in
So
Fairlawn.
regenerative self-care and wellness. I want to say
Another dope logo.
2855 West Market Street, Suite 204. That is in Fairlawn. It is in the Target Plaza in the building, same building as Panera.
For sure.
You know, help. You trying to Google
So
it.
if you,
Because
if,
I'm gonna make
uh,
sure.
Yeah,
people that's
please
watch-
make sure because
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah,
to be
we gotta
sending
make
people to
sure.
random places. But you can also Google regenerative
Regenerative.
self-care and wellness.
For
See,
sure.
It's Googleable. I just spelled regenerative.
Googleable.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Look, y'all, she a
That's
little
a word.
wasted. She done had this limited edition
Yeah,
non-alcoholic cocktail over here.
Yeah.
She had her your mocktail got you lit over
I'm
there.
tipsy.
Right.
For sure.
So what was I about to say? Oh yeah. For the people that's watching right now, if you could give out like maybe 2 or 3 tips that would help them maybe mentally and with their weight loss journey, how would you do it?
Yeah, so I don't know how many these are going to be, so I'm just going to say number 1.
Yeah, just run them off.
I would say the first tip, if you are looking to lose weight long term, right? Because that's important too. We're talking about long term weight loss. The first tip is going to be to strive for progress and not perfection, right? So you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to beat yourself up because you missed a day. You don't need to beat yourself up because you ate a donut. Like it's all about progress, right? So reflect, figure out the game plan, and move forward.
Yeah.
The second tip that I would say would be to give yourself grace. A lot of times we beat ourselves up and we have expectations, whether they're expectations that we created or expectations that we allowed other people to put on us.
Right.
But either way, those expectations can really cause us stress sometimes if we feel like we're not living up to them. So it's really important that we give ourselves grace. This is not a race. You're not going to win anything if you're like the person that loses weight the fastest.
Right.
Like no one actually cares.
Yeah.
The third thing I would say is to work harder on you than you do on your weight loss. So while I am a weight loss counselor, it's important that, the weight loss part is honestly what gets people in the door, right? So yes, they do lose weight. That is the outcome. But in terms of, what actually happens once they get into my world is we are going to address the mental aspects. We're going to talk about you becoming a better version of you, right? It's a lot more than just the weight loss aspect. So was that 3?
Yeah.
If you got more, go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, I really have so
Taking my free
many.
advice.
We gonna get to 5. We're gonna get to 5.
All right.
Okay, so the fourth thing that I would say to someone who's looking to lose weight long term is to make sure that your goals are realistic. I think sometimes we set the bar really high, and there's nothing wrong with having grand goals, but you also need to be mindful of if you have the resources to make those goals happen.
Right.
If you have the plan to make those goals happen, it's important to also assess whether or not you are willing to put in the effort required to make those goals happen. So, just be mindful of your goals and make sure your goals are realistic for you. And then also, and I know this isn't anything that's new to anybody, but weight loss is you versus you. It's not a competition. It's not about, again, losing weight the fastest. It's not about, your journey looking like another person's journey. It's not about your body looking like another person's body. It's not about any of that. Like it's really about you becoming the best version of you. And then if you focus on that, then along the way, you're going to lose weight.
There it is, man.
Sure, there it is,
Yeah,
man.
thank you for coming
Appreciate
through.
you
man.
pulling up.
Definitely look forward to that coming up to the spot.
Any events that you may have coming up, we'll pull up and podcast.
Yes,
anything
actually,
in the
I'm
office?
so glad that you asked that. So, because I almost forgot. So, we do have an upcoming event every month. Regenerative does a free community workshop, and it is downstairs from our office. So, it's literally a couple doors down from Panera. And this month we are doing it on July 22nd, and I am going to be hosting it.
Okay.
And the topic is going to be weight loss goals goals for weight loss success.
Okay.
Is going to be the topic of that. So that is going to be happening on July 22nd, starting at 2:30, and we're rolling until 5.
Tickets or anything like that, or is it just open event?
Yes, so it is a free and open event. However, we do ask that you go on Eventbrite and you purchase, or not purchase, it's free. But if you register for the event, just so we know how many people to expect and, we have what we need.
Yeah,
for
accommodations for everybody.
Yeah,
Sure,
exactly.
for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you again for coming out. We look forward to seeing to that event and much more, dealing with y'all in the future. Without you, it ain't no us. So, again, thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
And we have one request for all the guests to come through the doors here at Studio 225, and that is...
Hey, come back.
That's it.
So, Imani, check it out. She was the whole time we was over here sitting around. She was keeping going with the character.
This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Why do I look
she dope with
exactly
it.
like my aunties? I look just like my aunties.
So we're going to get up out of here on this note, as we always do.
Now I'm gonna leave on this note here. Like I said, you got one foot on the banana peel. The other foot is sliding towards somebody's motherfucking institution or inside somebody's motherfucking cemetery. Listen, the choice is yours, motherfucker. That's right.
Always remember, never forget.
And most of all, remember this shit. The life you may save just may be your motherfucking own.
Your boy Dro.
Imani B.
And our special guest.
Coach Aujile Riley.
Make sure y'all check her out, man. Look, get on the IG, RSVP for the event. And, yeah, man, we'll see you soon.
Like that, we gone.
Thank you.